Hi, welcome back to the bigenderdotnet collab channel. So I wanted to address something real quick before I move on. I've noticed that several of the other members are having a difficult time with my gender pronouns and what to call me. And I go by Alex and male pronouns regardless of my presentation. I'm still... I enjoy being in female mode, but it's easier just to choose one. And my male side feels more threatened when I go by female modes, pronouns, name, etc. than my female side. And she doesn't like it either, but just choose one. Go by one. It also makes me feel a little bit less like I have split personalities, because I have two personas, not two personalities. So just to let everyone know. Anyway, moving on. Sydney wants to know what is, let's see, let me bring it up, something really cool that we've learned on the bg.n forum, or just in Living by Gender, and highlight an interesting thread from bigenderdotnet, past or present. This has been a very intimidating topic for me, and I've been thinking about it, actually stressing about it all week. I don't know how to just pick something, because my process in coming out as bigender and living bigender and figuring out what bigender is has been really intimately tied in with this forum. I joined right after its inception. I think I was like one of the first 20 people or something. Actually, I looked it up, I looked up the date that we started. The forum was started April 21st, 2010. So you're right, 2010. And I have read just about every single topic or thread. I've posted in nearly every single topic or thread as well. So I really know this forum inside and out. And like I said, my process of who I am and what I'm doing has been on this forum. And then when I became moderator earlier this year, bigenderdotnet forums has become a very important part of who I am. So the bonus and the actual question are kind of, to me, are very closely intertwined. The two biggest things that I have learned, actually there's three big things that I've learned being bigender, and two of them have been really major parts of this forum. The first one is phantom bits. We have this really awesome topic thread about phantom bits, and I was reading a book about phantom limbs, and I got to this one section, and the scientist, his name is Dr. Ramachandran. He wrote the book. He had this section he was talking about this guy whose penis essentially was chopped off, and I don't remember the circumstance. But anyway, he had phantom sensations with his penis, and I realized that I do too, but I never had one in the first place. And I started asking around some of my other transgender friends here in San Diego, and they were like, well, yeah, of course, like, you know, I have that too. And so then I started a topic thread here on the forums, and it has been really, really popular. It was really popular for a while, and it hasn't been talked on lately. But through that, through the topic and the thread, I got to know a lot about how our genders and our bodies relate to each other and talk to each other and don't talk to each other. And I got really interested in the phenomenon and started reading a lot about it. And then I discovered that Dr. Ramachandran actually lives here in San Diego. He does all his work here in San Diego. And by absolute luck, I ended up participating in a study that one of his grad students that's studying underneath him was conducting on phantom bits of female to male transsexuals. And so I got a chance to sit down with her, and I've been working with her ever since earlier this year. Actually, about transgenderism and phantom limbs and phantom bits and phantom everything. And I started a couple different things on the forum about the research that she's doing, and I am now working with her to get something published on bigenderism in the scientific literature. So that's been a phenomenal process. The other big thing that's really made a big impact on me is learning about what kind of bigenderism, bigender people there are. And this has been kind of part of that research project that I've been doing with Dr. Ramachandran, and I did get to spend some time with him, and he questioned me for about an hour, and I switch when I'm under a lot of emotional stress, and they were videotaping the interview, and I actually ended up switching in the middle of the interview. So they have video of me switching from female mode to male mode, and it's kind of really cool to watch how my mannerisms change, and my voice drops, and my body posture, and just a whole bunch of like physiological and psychological and things. It's really cool. So in this process of working with Dr. Ramachandran and his grad students, I got to thinking about how there's so many different types of bigender, and she was trying to figure out what was going on and what bigender means, and I was having a hard time really explaining. I was generalizing a lot with people that had talked a lot on the forums, and so then I started a poll. I love the polls. Like, almost all the polls out there are my favorite topics. I started a poll on what kind of bigender you are, and it has a whole bunch of top distinctions. I kind of made things up. I definitely would say that if I did this again now, I would put really different options. It was helpful at the time because we had never really thought about that as a forum, about the different types of bigenderism, and it got us all thinking. And now they're really, I don't know, maybe it's just me, or maybe it's generalized to the forum as well, but we used to make a really big distinction about what kind of bigender we all are, that whether we have personas, or we switch all the time, or we don't switch all the time, or randomly, or we're all both genders at the same time, whatever. It used to be really big, and we used to always talk about it in almost every single thread, and if you go through some of the older topics, you'll see that. The newer ones, not so much, and I think how we define ourselves as bigender and the different types of bigender has become more obvious to those of us who have been on the forum for a while, but I think I'd have a hard time putting it into words as well. I don't know, it's hard to say, but that process subsequently then led me to my third major thing about being bigender and how it's impacted me. It's the being able to see people as people irregardless of gender, and seeing how it's not black and white. That if I go into Blockbuster and the person behind the counter checking everyone out is wearing a flower in their hair and a big tie-dye shirt, and I really can't tell whether they're male or female, it doesn't matter. I almost realized that trying to figure it out was being really judgmental. And no matter which gender I arbitrarily picked, there would be something to judge them on, that they aren't male enough or female enough. And that's been kind of really neat, that learning process of not judging people on their gender and their presentation and who they are. That's been profound. So, yeah, that's kind of a few different things. And, oh, one last thing. I also looked up which post thread that I talked the most in. I'm the 13th person that signed up at the forum. So, let's see. My most active forum, my most active topic is the "This Made Me Happy" thread. We have, I think, over 60 pages, and yeah, we have 60 pages, And it's really not my favorite topic. I would say all my favorite topics, or most of my favorite topics, are in their own little section. I had Bryn made it. The polls and research section in our general discussion area. But this made me happy thread. I do try really hard to think of things that make me happy, to always look at the brighter side of life, because I'm kind of cynical. But I don't think that's the reason why I have the most posts in there. It's because ever since I became moderator, I felt a lot of responsibility to always reply to everyone, particularly if they're new, because I want everyone to feel welcomed and not ignored. And so whenever someone doesn't post right away, I always try to make an effort. Or if I think that someone posted something that might not get a response, I make an effort to say something. So. But it is a really cool topic. It's our most popular topic. It's certainly the longest one we've had in the forum, with the exception of our newbie threads, our introduction threads, asking people to introduce themselves, which we split up into, let's see, 7 different distinct threads. Each of them are about 15 to 20 pages each, so however many pages that is. Okay, so please visit us at the forums. We're really cool. At least I would like to think we're cool. We're really different than the other transgender forums. Really, really different. And I take a lot of pride in the fact that we are different. And I don't know how to describe it, because honestly I don't spend a whole lot of time on other forums. I like the safe space that we have. It's one of the few threads or forums that I've been on where I don't feel like, if there's a heated discussion, that I'm being attacked. And I really, really take pride in the fact that we have a distinct area of our forum for discussions and topics and people that want to be a little more argumentative. That I take a lot of pride in. And it's probably the biggest reason why I've stayed at the forum for so long. I don't like controversy. I don't like argument at all. Alright, I guess my video is a lot longer than everyone else's, so sorry, but bigenderdotnet has become a really important part of my life, and I'm very proud of it, and I tell a lot of people about it, and I hope you come visit if you haven't already. So, looking forward to see Sam's post tomorrow, and hopefully Bryn before the end of the week. Alright, take care. Bye.